Hollywood great.
Ta-da! It's gone.
And today, in this installment of our series on the greatest movies of all time, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movies of all time.
This is a tasty burger.
This final video culminates our best movies of all time series by drawing from the number 1 or number 2 ranked movies in each decade. These movies are selected based on their iconic status, critical acclaim, box office success, and watchability, and not what your film studies professor or most artsy movie critics would pick. You voted in droves, we researched till the cows came home. It's now time for the mother of all lists. Grab your popcorn, dim the lights, and action.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Number 10, Apocalypse Now.
Every minute I stay in this room, I get weaker. And every minute Charlie squats in the bush, he gets stronger.
With cinema legends like Martin Sheen, Robert Duvall, and Marlon Brando in the lead roles, Apocalypse Now crackles with scene after scene of horrifically and masterfully executed death and destruction. Mirroring Joseph Conrad's novel Heart of Darkness, Francis Ford Coppola's gritty, Oscar-nominated Vietnam War epic follows a group of soldiers tasked with assassinating a rogue colonel.
They told me that you had gone totally insane.
But the result is less a journey about the horrors faced in the trenches and more about the shadows of the soul.
Horror.
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Number 9, The Wizard of Oz.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
With L. Frank Baum's universally appealing story as its backbone, this Technicolor masterpiece transcends age and race to tell the coming-of-age story of a young Kansas girl who dreams of a land somewhere over the rainbow. Though it's now considered one of the most iconic films in Hollywood history, Wizard was not commercially successful upon its release.
Put 'em up, put 'em up.
However, its mix of timeless music, comedy, and a relatable moral has made this a film all parents recommend to their children and enjoy watching with them.
Why can't
My dear, don't you know? That's Rhett Butler. He's from Charleston. He has a most terrible reputation.
Number 8, Gone with the Wind.
He looks as if he knows what I look like without my shimmy. God!
Painting a romanticized picture of the war-torn South before, during, and following the Civil War, David O. Selznick's Gone with the Wind presents viewers with a strong female heroine in search of control.
As God is my witness, they're not going to lick me. I'm going to live through this, and when it's all over, I'll never be hungry again.
Winning a record number of Oscars, including an historic one for African-American actress Hattie McDaniel, the film is beautifully shot, technically brilliant, and ambitious in scope. Ultimately, with all its romance and heartbreak, Gone with the Wind is a cinematic landmark that won't soon be forgotten.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
I'm gonna go pinch a loaf. When I come back, this is all gone, all right?
Number 7, The Shawshank Redemption.
They send you here for life. That's exactly what they do.
Based on Stephen King's novella, The Shawshank Redemption follows a man as he's carted off to jail for his wife's murder.
I'm Andrew Dufresne. Wife-killing banker.
But rather than being a tale of despair and hopelessness, it's a story of fortitude, friendship, fidelity, and, of course, redemption.
It was like some beautiful bird flapped into our drab little cage and made those walls dissolve away. And for the briefest of moments, every last man at Shawshank felt free.
With Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman working together to bring this story to life, this Frank Darabont film was not a runaway box office hit. But its positive reviews, eventual popularity, and 7 Academy Award nominations ensured its spot in cinema history.
And Here we go.
Number 6, The Dark Knight.
Hi.
Dark, twisted, and with a depth not present in most comic book movies. This second film in Christopher Nolan's Batman franchise redefined the genre and appealed to both comic book fans and the general public.
Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. He can't feel the neck. See?
Tracking the Caped Crusader as he battles the infamous Joker, The Dark Knight blurs the lines between superhero and supervillain, painting each as a complex and embattled character.
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
With a standout Heath Ledger performance that won the actor a posthumous Oscar, Batman's story was given a decisively gritty sequel, and one that surpassed the original.
Why so serious?
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
Number 5, Star Wars Episode V, The Empire Strikes Back.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough.
While the first film in George Lucas's Star Wars saga was a fun space adventure, the second is much darker and more emotional.
No, I am your father.
Considered by many as the strongest of the 3 original films, Empire is not only a feast for the eyes with its expensive and extravagant visuals, it's also a timeless story to which we can all relate. Aside from the distant planets, lightsabers, and alien creatures, that is. Innovative and creative, this chapter in the life of Luke Skywalker and friends is epic filmmaking at its finest.
That boy is our last hope.
No, there is another.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Number 4, Psycho.
Oh, we have 12 vacancies. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies.
There are few scenes as memorable and influential as Alfred Hitchcock's shower incident, with its many cuts, many angles, and subtle hints of violence and nudity. But to downplay the rest of Psycho would be fatal. This thriller is Hitchcock's masterwork.
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
Critics were initially divided in their opinions on the film, but Psycho eventually earned 4 Oscar nominations. Shifting the norms of acceptable on-screen violence and sexuality, this movie surprised everyone who saw it. But even if you know the secrets of Psycho, it's as terrifying as ever.
They'll see, and they'll know, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Number 3, Pulp Fiction.
Well, you gotta have an opinion. I mean, do you think that God came down from heaven and stopped us?
Is this film driven by its standout performances? Yes.
So he hid it. In one place he knew he could hide something, his ass.
Is it driven by its extreme violence? Of course. But more than that, Quentin Tarantino's Oscar-winning Pulp Fiction is driven by subtle, articulate, and pop culture-heavy dialogue.
And what do they call it?
They call it the Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
That's right.
What do they call a Big Mac?
Big Mac's a Big Mac, but they call it Le Big Mac.
The nonlinear plot follows an interwoven group of colorful characters in intricate detail. With such dark humor, you'll laugh in spite of yourself.
If you're all right, then say something.
Something.
With a soundtrack that punctuates the mood and sound bites you'll be quoting for years, Pulp Fiction has everything necessary to make you watch it over and over.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Rosebud.
Number 2, Citizen Kane.
I sympathize with you. Charles Foster Kane is a scoundrel. His paper should be run out of town. A committee should be formed to boycott him.
It's a wonder that a first-time director was able to cobble together what is now considered one of the greatest films ever made. But with Citizen Kane, Orson Welles did exactly that.
What were Kane's last words? Do you remember, boys?
Yes, swear.
Welles co-wrote, directed, produced, and starred in this film, which tells the life story of a wealthy media mogul, mostly through flashbacks.
I expect to lose $1 million next year. You know, Mr. Thatcher, at the rate of $1 million a year, I'll have to close this place in 60 years.
To create his Oscar-winning masterpiece, Welles employed innovative and groundbreaking cinematic and storytelling techniques, creating a layered film that appeals to both cinephiles and the general public alike. Before we unveil our pick for the best movie of all time, here are a few honorable mentions.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a bum.
I can't carry it for you. But I can carry you. Come on!
Michael Francis Rizzi, do you renounce Satan?
Number 1, The Godfather.
Luca Brasi held a gun to his head, and my father assured him that either his brains or his signature would be on the contract.
Shedding light on the mafia world like few films before or since, the Best Picture-winning Godfather follows the Corleone family as the reins of the business are passed from Don Vito to his son Michael.
He'll set up a meeting with someone that you absolutely trust, guaranteeing your safety. And at that meeting, you'll be assassinated.
In this film and its 1974 sequel, Francis Ford Coppola crafts a world that allows us to care for and even identify with men who are fundamentally bad guys.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
And virtuoso performances by greats like Brando, Pacino, and Duvall elevate the subtle writing and graphic violence to make The Godfather a truly great film.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite movie of all time? For more thrilling top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to